Everyone, thank you for giving me 2,600 subs, and it's time to review every Price is Right game. Before that, I do that, I want to take a review of the season premiere because we have a new game, The Lion's Share, where basically they go into a Chuck E. Cheese like ticket thingy. Instead of tickets, they grab like balls. They have to grab 5 balls out of 30 to see what prizes they get. They're like a bunch of cash, trips, other prizes, but 5 losing balls. And we had our winner today, and it was such an epic game. But the one downside to that is that it took a lot of time to explain the rules and get through the items and prizes, and they even with skipping the explicit descriptions. But I had a lot of fun. The player got her stuff, and overall, we had some fun players today. Great prizes, especially in the showcase. And despite a couple losses, I really had fun with it. I'll just okay. I'm gonna do this very quickly for you guys. This is what our thing is like. Yeah, every every day aside from Tuesday and Thursday, I'll be seeing the show. It's I realize it's not healthy to watch it every day based on my obsessive natures, but to be honest, it's better that way because I'm liking the people at college and learning new things, and taking the time means I can have my cake and eat it too. I should say brownie because I don't really like cake. Anyway, I would give Lions Share a solid A, but let's see what it's like for the rest of the games. Okay, so here we go. We got two for the price is one. You always have to rely on the zero rule for this, and I like the change of prizes and whatever comes by, so I will have to give this a a B. Sometimes it gets pretty tedious, but otherwise there are times where I really am happy with what the odds are. Okay, we're moving on to Three Strikes. Oh, this is an immediate F. There's just not any. I'm not a big baseball fan, but like the odds of this game, it's just not very creative, and they keep updating it with the car prices. And even so, it's just a stupid probability thing. Add them up. This one's. I don't have that many good feelings about this. It's just a very quirky kind of game. It's not quite something that I would be memorable about. It's a simple premise, but I didn't see too many winners on this one. But just to see. Any number, oh, this is a classic. You pick any digit to get the car, and they adjust it properly, and whatever random prize in the piggy bank. And most of the time, you're guaranteed something, but it's a fun game to see what the odds are and having the audience help you. It's a fun little trip. Oh, if we talking about nostalgia, we have Back to the 70s. We have all these retro prizes, and you use the TV to dial the price, and you have 50 points to work with it, and you lose a point per dollar off. And of these three prizes, they have such great retro stuff from like the classic building sets to the other materials like those wine glasses and those special cameras. Very fun to see. Okay, I'm not really sure what this one is. I think the baseball game, I'll give that C as well. The old classic strikeout. Ah, oh well. Now we have ourselves the balance game. This one's probably gonna be a high C. I like the concept of it. I like the music, but sometimes it gets pretty tedious pretty quickly based on what the materials that we're working with are. Holy smokes, I got a lot to do with, so I'm gonna have to be fast. Bargain game. This is a solid B. We like to comparing two prizes and to see it's not percentage, just like the numeral difference is what matters. Glad they explained that rule, and a lot of times they do have pretty shocking revelations, and it's a cool concept. Uh, Make Your Mark is next. In this one, you're given $500 in cash, shown four prices. Three of the prices correspond with three of the prizes. and you have to match them, and the more prizes, whatever. This is another solid B one. Bob played it well. Bob was a great host for it, but sometimes it just was a bit too predictable on when the contestant would be going out. Bunkers. This one's too annoying of a game for me. I don't even know why it's called that name. It's just upper lower. Moving on to bonus game. Oh, this is a classic. You you get you get 4 items to work with. You get try to determine which is higher or lower, and whoever or you're right on, you get that chance of a prize. You get all 4. You get the items and whatever prize is on stake. And another classic game for the era that you can't deny is perfectly classic. Can't really read with that. Classic Bullseye, I think this is. I might as well put that F. Here's the other Bullseye. Okay, this is what I like. This is a classic grocery game where we determine range of prices. You multiply one of the 5 grocery items and whatever's on the board. Should you not get the price within $10 to $12, you get the bullseye on which era it corresponds to. And I like how the strategy of this is. I like what the stakes are. And yeah, that's an A. Oh, shoot, I need to close Discord. Okay, so bump. This one's a weird one for me. It's hard to explain. Basically 4-mile double-decker buses in a row. Below the middle buses were names of 2 offered prizes. To win them, the player has to wind up with the proper prizes for each prize on the buses. They decide whether buses bump right or to the left, and whichever moved over winning. It was okay for the time, but not quite for me. The next one is buy or sell. A contestant was shown 3 prizes, each with an incorrect price, either above or below the actual price. One by one, the player had to sell a particular item. Goal was to profit buying underpriced items and selling the overpriced ones. The player thought the displaced was low, they would buy. If it was high, they would sell. After all 3 decisions, the actual prices were revealed one at a time. For correct decision, the difference between the price was added to the bank. For a wrong decision, the difference was just subtracted. After the revelation of all 3 prizes, if the player had a positive total in the bank, they won. Breaking even, finishing with nothing, was a loss. But this is a good strategy. I like to seeing Drew do this from time to time. I'm gonna have to put this in B. Card game. I've seen this a lot. I'm not that good of a poker player. I'm not that into cars, but I see why it's a classic for a lot of these fans. Put that in C. In between that, blank check. This one's simple for me. You have to write something to get within the range of prizes, but you don't know what the price is, so you just have to think of a random number. And I like the odds of this one, and I'm gonna put this right here. Oh, check out! This is one of my favorites. You basically have to guess all the price of all 5 grocery items, and if you're within $2 of the total by the end, you win it all. And this is a easy classic for me. I worked at ShopRite for over 3 years, and I nailed these down quite a lot. So this is another solid S. Next one is clearance sale. To remind you of those rules, it is basically player was shown 3 prizes. They were given 3 price tags, each with sale price on them. to place on each prize. To win the prize, the contestant must have placed each tag on prize with the actual retail price higher than the price on the tag. The contestant won all the prizes as long as all 3 tags were placed correctly. They were always set sale for the most. The price tags were always set so the sale price for the most expensive was higher than the actual price of the second most expensive prize, which would have a sale price higher than the actual price of least expensive prize. Thus, there is only one combination of price tags to win it all. It's basically the same as Easy's 1, 2, 3, but the enthusiasm was worthwhile, so I'm going to put this here. Cliffhangers. Okay, this is another A game. You have 3 items and you can't go. Your total difference can't be over by 25, otherwise the cliffhanger will yodel up and climb down the mountain in avalanches. And I like the yodel thing, and the stakes of this are pretty fun, so I'm going to have to give this an A. Oh, Clock Game. This is an epic classic. You have to guess 2 prizes within 30 seconds, and you have to really get the exact number on it. I made a project of this in my coding class, if you might remember, and it worked pretty well. And I have to say the stakes of this are also really fun, so I'm going to have to give this an S. Oh my goodness. Coming or Going. This is another simple one, but I don't have too much to say about it. It's a simple left or right to choose the price, and it's not very interesting, but I like the stakes of it with all the prizes. Cover Up, simpler one, but for guessing the car price, but I like the mathematical concept of it. Credit Card. This one never really struck me. Danger Price, you have to avoid picking one of the 4 prizes that is matching the danger price, and I like the odds of this, how they make the set and the stakes so high, so I'm going to have to put this in. I'm going to put this between Check Game and 2 for the price of. Haha. Dice Game, this is basically Bonkers, but better. It's more the classic probability game to win the car, but sometimes it just gets a little, not even dicey per se, of course, but just a little too predictable on these results. So I'm going to have to put this on right here. Do the math. I'm a good mathematician, and for the most part, I get these right. You have to do plus or minus a total, and you get both prizes and the cash of the total given. So, on the chalkboard, that is. So, it's another classic school thing. So, that's an A. Double Bullseye. I'm gonna have to remind myself what this one was. A classic. After winning one bid, it's with two players proceed to alternate giving bids on a car with the highest indicating two players proceed to alternate giving bids on a car. A 500 range would be added, with the host indicating whether the correct price was higher or lower after each bid. The first player to get the exact price won the car. Very interesting concept, but sometimes it should be done with other material, and I kind of see why it was retired, but I think it would have more potential, a little bit more potential now, so I'm going to put this here. Double Cross. This one's guess the 2 prizes based on the numbers where they intersect. This one's simple. I don't have too much else to say about this. It's same thing for Coming and Going, but it's a more a little bit less creative design, so I'm going to put it here. Another C. Double Digits. For this one, you had to a classic game where the player was shown 4 small prizes at a time and was shown the second digit in their places for each prize. The player was shown 2 options for the first digit in a prize, which were always consecutive digits. The first digits of the 4 prizes were placed consecutively and also formed the price of the car. The contestant had to correctly guess all 4 digits to win the car, but won any small prizes they correctly guessed the first digit regardless of the outcome. So I'm gonna have to say this one's another C. I liked the stakes of it early on, especially the 70s aspect. It was perfect for its time. It doesn't quite hold up. Double prices, that's as simple and uninteresting as a prize you can get, so easy as 1, 2, 3. We've seen this thing already in another game, but I do have a soft spot for it, kind of, so I'll put this here. Okay, moving on to what appears to be finish line. The contestant was shown 3 pairs of small prizes, one at a time. They had to pick the prize of the pair that was more expensive. The prices of the rejected prizes were revealed as the contestant selected, and a finish line moved down the track for 1 step $1. Finish. Once all 3 selections are made, the race begins. If the horse cross the finish line, they would get all the prizes. If they have if the total of the prices of the prizes was larger than the total of the rejected prizes. Okay, this is another classic game. I definitely love the steeplechase and the betting, so I'm gonna have to put this here. Flip flop. This is an easy one. You have 5 price tags. This one, you get 4 items to determine whether the price matches, and whatever rolls you get 1 out of 5 price tags. And I know there's that big scandal in that one episode, but I think it's a game where you're always gonna have to remember what's up. So I'll put it right here, a B tier. Flip flop. This is an easy one. You have to change it from the price here. You have 3 options to work with, so you have to determine what's the right by flipping or flopping or flipping or flip flopping, whatever. So afterwards, even despite that one scandal, I found it a really simple and classic game, so I'm going to put this here. Okay, Fortune Hunter. I'm going to have to remind myself what the rules of this one are as well. Player was shown 4 prizes, each with a gift box inside it. One of the gift boxes contained $5,000 of cash. Bob read 3 clues at a time, each instructing the contestant to eliminate the prize and its associated gift box based on its price. Eliminate the price whose first digit is 6. Okay, after eliminating the 3 boxes, the remaining box was placed in front of the contestant to open. They win if it is the $5,000. And this is another classic game. I love Bob's hosting style. This one, it was one perfect for its time and could hold up again. There. This one is freeze frame. You have to go around the Ferris wheel to see which 2 pairs of digits match the given price, whether it's trip or big item up there. I'll put this here. I like seeing it. I'm usually not that good with it, but I like what the odds are. Well, I can't really read what that is, so people are probably going to give me flack in the comments for that one. Gas money. Yeah, this one's not very... This one's a little too derivative for me. It's kind of the opposite of 5 price tags. So I'll put it there. Keep or save, it appears. Oh, give or keep. This one is player was shown 3 pairs of small prizes, 1 pair at a time. The contestant chose the prize that they thought was more expensive. The prize went to the keep column. After all, that 3 pairs of prizes were given. The host revealed the prices of the kept prizes with the rank shown keep if the total value keep was meeting or beating the value of that of the rejected prizes. They won the game. This is another classic one. I can see why they retired it, but it's like seeing Bob's delivery and stakes for the player of what's given is always charm to see. So I'm gonna put this A. Golden Road. Oh, I like this one. You have to choose one of the digits in your price that matches one of the next ones. So you have to really think hard to finish off each price that goes with it. And this is a really fun game to anticipate on. So I'm going to put this in A. Now we have Grand Game. This is another classic game. You're given a default price, and you have to guess all the 4 of the 6 grocery items that are under that price. And each time your score gets multiplied by 10, you can win up to 10,000, or in the special events, 100,000. This is another classic game that I love. I'll put this right there. Another A tier. Gridlock, another card game that's just not really for me. Grocery Game, oh, another classic. I love when they do these events. It is when you have 5 grocery items, you have to pick certain quantities of that to get within the price of 20 to 22, and it gets dicey. And especially seeing how many used to be under $1, it was like $6.75 to $7. Yeah, they had to really change the ratio based on inflation, and you have to really consider how each price lines up. But with all the math involved, it's worth playing. So now we're going to move on to half off. Oh, I love this one. You have to determine which price is given the half off price, and then F 16 boxes, you reduce it by a half until you're down to 2. And then if you choose the right box with the money in it, it's 10K or perhaps more. You win that. And all the stakes rise pretty decently on that. I'm going to put this here. High-Low is another grocery game. You have to pick the 3 most expensive grocery items, and to see if the remaining half are lower than that, and then you win it all. I like the odds of this one. It's a fun thing to watch every now and then. It's not my favorite, but I do like where things turn up on here. Hit Me. I need to remind myself of this one's rule. It is 6 grocery items are shown, each concealing a standard playing card. A price was displayed with each item, which represented the actual price of the item multiplied by the value of the card. Face cards are worth 10, and ace is worth 1. As in blackjack, an ace is worth either 1 or 11 players' hand, whichever was the most beneficial to the player. Player would be asked to cut a deck of playing cards, and a hand will be drawn for the house. The hand against which would the player would play. The house receives a standard blackjack hand. The contestant was then asked to select a grocery item. The actual retail price was revealed. A playing card was placed on the contestant's hand on the board containing the number that multiplies the displayed price to get the ARP. The process was repeated for a second time. The contestant could then stay if they wanted to. If the contestant's hand total won, they automatically won. If they exceeded 21, they'd lose. This is another good classic twist on blackjack with grocery items, and it's another game that I'm fond of after revisiting those classic episodes, like right after Bob died, so that's a given. Hole in One or Two. Oh, this is another classic for me. I'm a big golf guy, so seeing groceries in golf is great. You have to try to put the 6 items in least expensive to most expensive as best you can, and however right you are, that's where you putt. And basically you gotta make sure you're a good golfer or you get it all right. And I'm pretty keen with that. So hole in one or two is an easy S for me. It's a fun game to see. Okay, moving on to haha, hot seat. I love this one. Seeing to see which prices are higher or lower of the five and trying to do it within a short time. And you have to get 25K if you're extra lucky. You have to think fast. And it's definitely something that I would have seen in like the early days of game show history. But with a really modern twist like this, it really holds up. I'm going to put this here. Yeah. Hurdles. Don't really have too much to say about it. It just wasn't quite very interesting to me. It's in the bag. Oh, yeah, this is one of my favorites. Actually, I think it might be the very best game because you have 6 sorcery items. You have to match them with 5 prices, and it goes up to 10. It goes up to 1,000 to 16,000 in prices for the cash that you're going to win. So it keeps doubling on. You have to make sure you get all the prices of the grocery items right. Oh, I keep mixing up prices and prizes so much. So make sure you have all these items matching their money and you get all the 16K. The stakes are perfect. The classic thing is put on a new twist because instead of doing 5 items for 5, you get 6. So you have 1 to eliminate. So stakes are rising well. Oop, right there. It's optional. I'm going to have to remind myself of this one. It's optional. It's basically player was shown 2 cars, both of the same model. The price of the 2 cars were represented on a game board which had horizontal ruled scale from 0 to 1200. Base model was placed star scale, while the more expensive price was marked down. The player was shown second. Oh my god. Yeah, this was not very creative, but it was something for the time. Now we have Joker, not the Joaquin Phoenix movie. What this one was, the player was shown 5 face-down playing cards, one of which was the titular Joker, and to win a prize, they had to discard that. 4 prizes were shown one at a time, with the 2 digits in the prices shown. The player had to determine which order the digits were priced, like 24 or 42. For each correct guess, the player won a small prize, earn an opportunity to remove 1 card from the hand. After all the prizes given, the discard hand revealed to see if the Joker has been discarded. The only way to win nothing was to guess the wrong price for all 4 small prizes and earn no discards. This is a classic game. It's a similar one, but I don't have too many fond memories with it. I do really like some of the sets of these, though. I like the creative logos. I will have to put this bottom of B. Yeah, a lot of these games have creative logos. I like Cliffhangers are. I like Hole in One, Grocery Game, Half Off, Grand Game, Make Your Marks, and Bargain Game and Danger Prices sets. And this one too, Let 'em Roll. You have to roll the dice to make sure you can win the car out of 5 dice. Otherwise, you get the money. I could do with this one. It's another classic game statistics. I'm going to put this right here. Another B tier. Line them up. This one's easy. You have to determine which order the prices of them go to match the price of the car for the digits in the middle, and you sometimes get revealed how many you have right to get that second chance. And it's another mathematical thing that hits well with me, so I'll put that in a lower B. Lucky 7, oh boy, this is another good thing. You have $7 and you have to guess the digit that the 4 digits that follow. And if you have at least $1 left, because the difference is taken based on how much you're off by the digit that you call. Like if it's you choose 5 and it's a 7, you lose $2. And I love the stakes of seeing the cars in this one and just trying to guess the numbers how well, so that's an S. This one appears to be magic number. Well, I have plenty of games left. Okay. Remind me of what magic number does. Okay. The player was told which was the least expensive of the 2 prizes and which was the most expensive of the 2. The player had to guess the magic number, the number that fell between the 2 prizes, and had to be higher than the left and lower than the right. Exact numbers were inclusive to win both prizes. To do so, the player raised and lowered a lever to prop that would be right in between the middle, and hopefully, if it was in between or perhaps even matched one of the prizes, they'd win. This is a good thing that Drew Carey played. I really have a good time seeing all this. Trying to make an estimation is a classic game, and I can't go wrong with that, so I'm going to put this here in A. Make Your Move is another number matching game. You can't have you have red, yellow, and green, 2, 3, 4 digits respectively. You have to make sure the numbers match with the car and whatever 2 items. And as long as they don't overlap and they match, you get all 3. Unless you're left with 1 prize, but you're going to get that anyway. So, not very interesting, but I do appreciate how well some of these turn up. Master Key, I don't have. You're guaranteed something. You're pretty much guaranteed something. You have 3 items. You're going to get a key based on that. You're going to see which it's going to unlock, and hopefully you're going to get that. I'm going to say this is another B tier, but very bottom because sometimes the keys just don't like the players. Now we're moving on to Money Game. This is a definite classic because it's either car or money. You can indeed have your cake and eat it too, and seeing the stakes of how well people are estimating on the game, getting within those $24, $23, $25, $26. They know the game well, and they're happy with whatever happens, and seeing what the stakes are, you get 4 chances instead of 3, and that's really fun. That's an easy S. More or less, this is a classic simple game. Like, you have to determine you have 4 prizes given, which price is more or less than the given price, and each time you get it, you earn that prize, but it's kind of all for nothing because there's the car, and if you get the car, it's everything. I really like what happens here. It's a big stake raising game, so I'm going to have to put this here. Another A tier. Most expensive, you get 3 trips. You have to determine which is, the eponymous price. And how well it happens. It's just a good set of prizes, and I like seeing George involved with it. He's very charming, and just it's a little too simple, but they make up for it with a charisma. So, perfect. Mystery Price. This one is player game where the player must make more money than the actual retail price. They would show 4 prizes. They would bid on one. The contestant would if the contestant's bid for a prize was not above, they won that prize. And if the bid will be added to their credit, and basically their goal was to bid as close to the price without going over to build the most credit. And if the player has had at least as much credit as the mystery price, they won this prize package. If not, they kept the remaining prizes. This was a classic game. Didn't quite age as well as I wanted to, but seeing it every now and then was fun. Now and then you have to determine. Oh, this is relying on inflation, so this is good. You have to determine which prices match up with current times and which are stuck in the past. Of these 6 items, and you have to get 3 of them in a row that match. So this is another good game that raises stakes. I would have to give it another A tier. I'm going to put this here. I wonder... Okay, on the nose. It's a catchphrase that we all hear. This one means... This one is, to win the car, the player had to accomplish a scoring feat, 5 scoring events alternated in different planes of the game, throwing a mini football, making 3 throw mini ball, popping a balloon with the dart, hitting tennis ball. Before the contestant attempted the feat, they had to first determine how many chances they would have to perform it. I didn't really like the scoring events of this. It just got a bit too tedious, but I liked the enthusiasm given. Now we're going to On the Spot. I think I do remember really liking this one. The contestant began in the center of the stage in a large circle, spot, if you will. It had 3 color paths leading from it to the outside of the spot, whether it's blue, yellow, or pink. Each path consisted of 3 steps marked with small prizes. These prizes corresponded with 6 small prizes that were shown to the contestant. The contestant selected a path to step on, and they had to select the prize whose price matched with what they stepped on. If they selected correctly, they won the small prize and repeated the process twice. And if all 3 were done, they won the car. But if they're wrong, they have to start on a different path. And if they fail on all 3 paths, then it's over. This is another classic game with a good bit of physical nature in it, so I'm going to put this in A. One Away. Oh, I love the almighty sound effects lady on this. You have to change the numbers to make sure you match the number of a car, and seeing the charisma of almighty sound effects lady builds the stakes up, and Drew knows this all too well. This is going to be another A tier. In fact, I'll put it right here. One Away is fun. One Right Price. This is a simple game. Not quite as simple that I would dislike it, but simple enough that you could just do without it. You just have to determine which prize matches the given price. I'll put this... yeah, right here. Oh, now this is the opposite. One Wrong Price. Which prize does not match the actual retail price of it. And this has a bit more thought into it, and I would have to put this right here. Pass the buck. You have to determine which of the 2 items need $1 more to complete the actual retail price, and then whichever chance you're given, you have 6 items to work with, and you have to avoid the lose everythings. Otherwise, you could win a car and cash. Another good thing to think about the money on, I'd have to put this right above Flip Flop. Oh, Pathfinder. I love the 5x5 aesthetic. Basically, you have to determine the price of a car. You have to move down these squares. And if you make a mistake, you have to get another chance by determining which prize matches the given price. It's another It's an even better game of physicality and more stakes arising, and Drew's charisma throughout it is what keeps me invested. So here. Oh, Pay the Rent. This is a great game. Basically, you have to you have to determine, you have multiple grocery items and you have to lay them out to determine what's the least expensive and most expensive. Least expensive goes at the basement, and then you rise up with a pair of items, and then a more expensive pair of items, and the very expensive item goes at the top, and you're hoping you're gonna get the tiers all the way to 100,000. And sadly, they had to retire this due to how big it was for the new studio. But I think you could minimize this and it would still manage. But I really love how the stakes rise in this. It is such a classic thing that signifies why Price is Right is great. I'm gonna move this all the way to S. Haha. Is some game. This next one is Penny Made It Appears. Penny Ante. The player was shown 3 giant pennies. They were then shown a grocery item with 4 possible prices, one of which was correct. If they guessed the correct price, they moved to the next grocery item and did the same. But if they're wrong, they have to lose a penny. And you had to make sure you get all that right. And this is a fun game. I like how Bob delivered his instructions, and some of the grocery items were pretty good to start off with and observe and play it. But there's a more improved version of this later on, which we'll get to. So for now, let's put this a B. The Phone Home game. This one is called such because the contestant involved to get to play with a home viewer phone, trying to share big cash up to 15K. This was a great experimental game because they actually wanted more players at home to do this. Basically, they would send postcards to do this for their players, and then the real in-studio contestant was shown a game listing 7 grocery items, each having an amount of money concealed beside it. The home player had been prepared with the list of these products at the actual prices. The home player gave the studio contestant 3 prices one at a time. The in-studio contestant had to match the price to the correct product on the board. If they were correct, the 2 contestants earned an amount of money concealed next to that, which was not revealed until the end of the game. If the pick was wrong, no money would be earned, and both the wrongly guessed product and the product which actually matched the price were taken out of play. Once all 3 prices were played, the money concealed behind any correctly guessed product was revealed, and the 2 players split the winnings evenly. The home aspect really the show well. This is definitely a very experimental game, and I really liked how this was doing in this time. So solid A. Pick a number. This is a simple one, but I like the graphics of how well it's done. You have to fill in the blank with a digit to win your trip or whatever prize you're given. And for all it's worth, I'm going to put it just above Let 'em Roll. Pick a Pair is another classic grocery game. You have to pick 2 grocery items that match in a price. And the reason why it's called pair, you get 2 chances. Like, if you don't get a match, you just take one of the grocery items that you chose, and then pair it with something else. And this is another classic game that I really admire. So I'll put this here. Play-Go! Oh, I love using this. It's a classic game that I've seen at Hershey Park. You have 4 4 items. You have to guess which one starts or ends in the digit given. And after whichever you get right, you get a chip. You can get up to 5 chips and earn up to 50K. And it's a very fun game of statistics. And I've seen toys be made of this. It's just fun to see. No, it's going higher than that. I might as well put this here, number 2. You can't go wrong with Plinko. Pocket change. This is an annoying game. You have to randomly guess these prices by digits. Otherwise, the card goes up by quarters, and you have to make sure you get all the stuff, because sometimes in the envelopes that you choose, there's little money in there. We'll put this here. Poker game. Ooh. Oh my god. Poker game, I haven't seen that in quite some time. It's kind of similar to Dice Game in a way. Hey, they had a poker hand. The game did not use playing cards. Digit found price at 4 high, 0 lows at 9 high. Which select 2 of the 4 parties and show the price. 6 digits, 4 prices were used to make up the contestant's 5-digit poker hand. The contestant then decided whether to keep the hand past another house. The price of the remaining 2 prizes were then revealed to make up the other poker hand. If the player finished with the better hand house, they win the 4 prizes. This one never really did it for me, but it is nevertheless fun to see, so that goes here. Professor Price. Well, this one had 5 questions, or they had to correctly answer 3 of the 5 questions. And it was an anatomic professor, so this really dates itself, but it has very classic charm. So I'll put this bottom of A. Punch a Bunch. Oh, this is another classic game. You have to determine the right price of a bunch of items. And for each one that you get right, you get a chance to punch a card. And in there's is money. It's basically you choose one of them. Keep moving on. I love the odds of this one. I love just all stakes involved. So I'm going to put this right above here. Pushover, this is a classic one. You have to determine the right price based on the blocks. You can't go back to it, so you have to really determine this well. Another game that I really love, so I'm going to put this next to Pathfinder. Race game. Oh, this is another classic. You have to match 4 prices with 4 prizes in 45 seconds, and whatever you get right, you win with. So it is a great strategy of a game. I'm going to put this all the way to S, but where? I'm going to put this right here. Yeah. I love it. Range game is another classic. You have to estimate your item based on a range of $150. It has great music. I love little scale. Easy to use. I'm going to put this somewhere in A. Give me a moment to move it up around. And yeah, there. Now, this is Rat Race, another classic game. You have to bet on the mice to see who's going to win. And the odds are very fun. It's a cool animatronic game, or however you call it. The animation is fun. It does have a few mechanical issues, but I will put it right about here. Next up is Safe Crackers. You have to guess the right code to win all the stuff in the safe. It's a simpler game, but I really enjoy why things happen in there. B for that. Secret Acts. You have to make tic-tac-toe with 1, 2, or 3 X's based on the items that you correctly identify prices on. Simpler game, but I'll put this right about here. Shell game, this is an absolute classic. You have to determine which one has the winning chip under it and winning ball under it. You get a chip for each shell that you correctly identify where the price is for the item. And I'm going to put this right here. It's a real classic. Shopping spree. Well, this is a classic. A contestant is given an unspecified amount and is shown 4 prizes. They must select these prizes. Yeah, I do remember this one. You have to make sure you're within that range, and it's a good little aspect. I'm gonna put this somewhere higher in that A tier. Right here. Yeah. Shower game. This one is contestant had to enter the stall bearing the correct price and pull the change attached to the shower head. If they chose correctly, a giant key lower from the stall ceiling, and thus they won the car. Otherwise, you get a bunch of dollar bills. It's a cute little game. I know Ellen ripped off, but I will say this one is another thing that makes me smile. Side by side, this one's just, it speaks for itself. It's very simple, so I'll put this here. Spelling bee, you have to determine if you can spell car based on a bunch of items that you're getting. If you're correctly identify within $10 for each item, you get a letter, and you're getting like 2 items right off the bat. You want to make sure you spell car. Sometimes you get a freebie on car if you select the right card. So I'm gonna put this yeah, near the bottom B. Split decision is coming up. This one you had to. This one you had to have a row of 8 digits, which represent the 5-digit part of the car. The parts were ordered within the string, so the contestant had to pull the strings down from the first row to have the car. This is another tough one, but I really liked how they're using a little physical skill in this one. Right there. Squeeze play, another simple game, but it's one that has like one of the most charming aspects ever. It just has a little less of an edge. Stack the deck. I've seen this a lot. You have to, but a lot of times it's just not quite the statistics for me, for my standards. But I do like how the art of this one is set up. Yeah, as I said, a lot of these have good arts. I like Spelling Bees art. I like Pennymates art and Poker Games art. But sometimes the gameplays just don't quite do it for me. Step It Up, it appears. Step Up is basically the player was shown 4 prizes and was asked to select the prize that they believed to be cheapest, which was then revealed as base price. They would have to make sure that they would choose the rest of the prizes that were most expensive. They step up. And that's another classic game. I think the stakes were a bit too high for this one, and the step was a bit too large, but I think it still matters of how well they were really making it. And for all it's worth, it was still fun to see. Super Ball. I love Skee Ball, and trying to determine how well you're going to get the item is a classic. Bob was a great host for introducing this, and I have to give it there. Swap Meet was another one. You had to make sure which one matches your item on there, and it's another. Sometimes it gets a really contentious, but sometimes I really do like seeing it. So I'm gonna put this here. Switch game speaks for itself. I'm gonna put this here. Switcheroo, you have to put the blocks in to make sure you fulfill the right prices. I like this mental puzzle. I put this low A. Take two, you have to determine which two prices total the given number at the top. I like this, how they raise the stakes on this one. It's another classic mathematical thing. But sometimes it just gets, they pick the weirdest prices and the weirdest prizes on that. Telephone game. The player was given $1 credit and was shown 4 grocery items. They used the credit to select 2 of the items, and their prices were deducted from the dollar. The player had to retain a dime to use the game's telephone. If they spent more than 90 cents, the game ended, and the player won nothing. If the player had 90 seconds or less to spare, however, the player was given a dime and taken the telephone. They were also shown a phone book showing 3 large unlabeled phone digit numbers. Each number corresponded with one of the prizes. One was the car in dollars. The other 2 were the prices of the small prizes and cents and whatnot. This one didn't quite do it for me, but I really liked how well things were rising on that. Temptation, you had to guess which of the digits of your potential prizes would match the car or whatever trip you're getting. This one really does live up to the name, and it's a greatly contentious one to see, so there we go. Oh, 10 chances. I love this one. You have to get match the prices of all 3 prizes, and you have to write them down, and always remember the 0 rule. The 0 rule always helps. Come on, Joy. This is a solid S. There we go. That's too much. Oh. This one, this is practically the losing the game, like trying to guess the car, and you're always either too short of it or you're barely over it. It's never very fun. Time is money. Okay, this one, there's a lot of potential in this one, but it just another losing game, but it's just very, very hard to get through that. But I do the main redemption is just the music that involves there. Now, oh wow, that's the older one. I might as well put that the same. To the penny, I like this one. You have to determine which price is an exact match. You use a penny to eliminate an answer. Otherwise, you have 2 to get back in the game. So that's another really great one that I love seeing, trying to determine how well it goes. So that's a bottom of S. Ooh, we're down to the final 5. We have Trader Bob. Player was shown a small prize which served as their base, but was not shown its price. They were shown a pair of small prizes. The contestant had to trade up by selecting which price was more expensive than their base. The rejected item's price was real. What kept them next to the base one, the process was repeated 2 additional pairs of small prizes for which the contestant would have to choose the price which was more expensive than their previous selection. Once all their choices were made, the price of the selected prizes were revealed one at a time, starting with the base. If all 4 chosen prizes were priced in ascending order, the contestant won the large prize. Yeah, I like seeing how Bob was instructing this, how charisma was to recommend the right items, and even if sometimes he was wrong, it was just fun to relive. Triple play. I almost know what this one was. Oh yeah, trying to determine which of the cars, trying to determine the price of cars, and this was another cool to see. But sometimes when it's all the cars, it's not quite as fun, but as other games. But I really do appreciate the stakes on this and seeing how well everyone really was doing on this game. Super Saver? I don't know what the hell this one is. I'll put this right in the middle. Vendo price. I love vending machines. I love food. We determine which quantity of food is the most expensive, and for the most part, it's an easy game. I really do love the food on this one, so I'm gonna put this here. And lastly, we have Walk of Fame, and in a nutshell, the player was shown 4 prizes and asked to give the price of the first prize within a certain range. If the contestant was correct, they won the prize and moved on to the next. So as long as the contestant made correct guesses, the process was repeated for each of the 4 prizes with the increased range. And it's a classic little ascending game, and I'll finish this off with a good B. There. And I finished. It was a lot, but I know it was all worth it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate having 2,600 followers, and hopefully there's going to be a lot more coming soon. Even if I'm stagnating, but I really do appreciate the support. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe.